Hello, this is Mark Denham, radio presenter, audio producer, podcaster, and voiceover. Today's audio journey continues what we've been looking at, clip versus track in the Adobe Audition multi-track. We looked at controlling the volume via the clip or via the track in the last one. We also looked at adding effects to the clip or the track in the episode before that. And today we'll just take it a little bit further. This is a raw DJ drop that I've previously recorded. It's DJ Zach B. There you are. That's it. Now, obviously, that has been produced and it has been sent away. And that order is all complete. But let's take a little look here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just put in a simple stutter and I'll show you. There we are. Okay, so we're going to cut there. We're going to move this along and then we will just put the stutter in there. And there, we'll make it a little shorter now as well. So there we are. And then we're just going to add a couple more at the end that are very, very glitchy just by dragging that down. And again, put that in there. Copy here. Butt that back up. There you go. Simple stutter. It's DJ Zach B. Now, let's have a little look at that, shall we? It's DJ Zach B. Okay, so what we might want to do now is we might want to go into our effects rack, time and pitch, and do the pitch shifter, just like we did when we looked at stutters before in the audio journey. You can, of course, go to markdenham.com and find the entire audio journey, and we'll put in the pitch shifter on the envelope here. Drag that along, and then we'll just put a couple of envelope points here and here, and we'll bring this down in pitch. So we'll start high. DJ Zach B. And there we are. That all works fine until such time as you move it. And then you have a small problem. Again, we can look at it here now with... it's DJ Zach B. There we go. Let's put a different effect on this one. What we'll do here is we'll go for filter and EQ, and we will have the parametric equalizer. We'll set it at default. And then we can pop down the envelopes here for the parametric equalizer. And look at this. We can show all of these: low shelf frequency, low shelf gain, high shelf frequency, high shelf gain. Let's look at low shelf gain, shall we? First, we'll put that on. And then you get this little pop down arrow here. Again, we'll put that to there. And we'll take that down, let's say like that. And then we'll bring in the... it's DJ Zach B. There you go. So that starts like that, and that is that. Now, again, all works fine until you then decide, aha, I want some effects in here, between here and there. So you think, okay, I'll just move that along, and I'll drop my effects in, and then it'll mix. And all of a sudden, it's DJ Zach B. We've lost what we were doing. So what's the other way to do this? Let's move this down onto a completely clean track. No effects in the track rack there. It's DJ Zach B. And then what we do now is we select this. We go to clip effects and we go to filter and EQ, parametric equalizer, start with default. Job done. Now you can see it's DJ Zach B. That's made no difference at all. But what we can then do, where it says pan, if you drop that down, parametric equalizer, we now have the ability to add an effect on there, low shelf gain. That's what we use. So let's use low shelf gain. And then you see this this volume one here, beneath it, parametric equalizer, low shelf gain. So what we can do is we can take it down, and then we can add a keyframe, and we can start bringing it up. So there it is now at, you see, like we could go ridiculously boomy. It's DJ Zach B. There you go. Listen to how boomy that gets at the end. But the advantage to doing it that way now is I can move that track absolutely anywhere, copy it, moved it, and it's taken the effect with it. It's DJ Zach B. Again, you can do this with all of the effects. When you add effects on, either to the track or to the clip itself, in the clip you adjust it within the clip. If you do it on the track, you adjust it in these envelope lines here. But let's move along a little bit, and we'll take the next take now on the next track. And this is how you control them. What we'll do is we'll just take this one. It's DJ Zach B. Okay, so what we might want to do there is we might want to add on, let's say, some echo. I'm going to move that one down and out of the way. We might want to add on a little bit of echo there, shall we? So we'll go into the track effect first, and we'll do it with a track effect. Amplitude, sorry, not amplitude. We want delay and echo, and we want echo. We'll just pick a preset for this, analog delay. What we'll do is we'll swap that to 400, and then we are exactly half. Echo bounce. Okay, now have a listen. It's DJ Zach B. It's DJ Zach B. Now that's still echoing. The last one is still echoing, and we've moved on. So what we might want to do here is we might want to pop open, let's say there's the volume. So we could easily just duck the volume like that, and then the echo will fade away. It's DJ Zach B. And there it goes. It's all gone before the next one starts. But again, if we move that along, we've not copied anything with it, have we? And you'll hear the whole thing disappear now. It's DJ Zach. Too quiet. Can't even hear it. So delete that. The other thing we can do here is we can show the envelope for the echo. And we can have the echo bounce, we can have the delay time, the echo level for the left channel, echo level for the right channel. So if we show the echo level for the left channel first, what we can do is we can say, well, we really only want to echo the B. So drag that down, and then we have just the B echoing. It's DJ Zach B. Now that's become very confusing because we've only showed the we want the echo level for the right channel as well, which will be that one. And again, we will drag that down, and we will have that at 0. And now we should have a matching echo left and right, only from the B. It's DJ Zach B. And again, it observes the volume fade as well. But if we move that, then we lose the effects that we have created. Now, how could we achieve that? Well, simply, we could achieve that by going onto here and by doing a clip effect for DJ Zach B. So we'll go in again, filter, no, not filter, I want delay and echo this time. Echo, we had just the analog delay, and we shrunk that to 400. So it's exactly matching. No, not lock left and right. We want to echo bounce. Okay, so now we'll get exactly the same thing on the clip. It's DJ Zach B. And this time it does just fade away drastically because it runs out of clip. It's a clip effect. But again, you can easily add on your own automations by using keyframes, pan. So we go down here and we select echo level left. And we take that down from there. And we bring it in there. We go again, we select echo level right this time. And again, we put a keyframe there and we drag that down. Now we'll just get the echo on the B. It's DJ Zach B. Now we can either go in there and we can adjust this volume level here. And we can fade it out using the volume automation line like that. So that's just going to fade away nicely now. Let's have a listen. It's DJ Zach B. And it doesn't fade away at all. What we could also do is we could use this one here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that keyframe there. No, I'm not. I'm going to get rid of the one that we put in. There we go. And then I'm going to fade it away this way by using the fade out. You can do this, by the way, if you hold down the Alt key when you fade. You'll also get a symmetrical fade, which copies at the other end as well. So there we are. Let's have a listen to that now. It's DJ Zach B. And it fades out nicely now because we put the automatic fade on it. This one again, if we go back to this here, we have the automation written into the track. It's DJ Zach B. And then if I move that over here, we lose all of the automation that we wrote in. Lost the volume as well, because you see, we've pulled down the volume. But if we listen to this one, it's DJ Zach B. There you go. Move it along. It's exactly the same because it's attached to the clip, not to the track. It's DJ Zach B. Now, if we were to start a new multi-track session here, and we'll drag that in again, what you can see we'll do here, we'll start with a track effect, is that we'll just use one voice for this. So we'll take that, and we'll delete the lead-in space. It's DJ Zach B. Okay, so there we are. We have one voice going on there. Now let's look at the effect, shall we? We'll go for some modulation and a bit of flanger. Default is fine, and you can hear that has made a change to the voice. It's DJ Zach B. Now again, we can go down here, we can drop down, we can show the automations for the flanger. Initial delay time, stereo phasing, modulation rate, mix, that's between the dry and the wet. The dry is of course the original audio, the wet is the audio once it's passed through and been processed. Again, you can change all of these here. So what we'll do is we'll have a little look, let's say, at the stereo phasing, shall we? And then we get this envelope here, and we could put that, let's put it all the way up, shall we, to there, and listen to the effect that has. It's DJ Zach B. Okay, so now we may want to go on and we may wish to add a little bit of, let's say, shall we, a little bit of filter and EQ, the parametric equalizer again, start at default. And we could now show the envelopes for the parametric equalizer. We'll get the high shelf gain this time, shall we? There's the high shelf gain. And what we can do now is if we put that there at 0, let's have a little look here. We'll put that there at 0 and then we'll drag it down. What you'll hear now is a Dropbox alert. It's DJ Zach B. And you can hear there that there is absolutely none of the high shelf frequency. It's DJ Zach B. And that's almost as if you're coming into, let's say, a club room, for example. Would work better with music, that one. Almost as if you are coming into a club room and you get to hear the music coming in as you're walking through and into the door, and you get to hear it, because obviously the bass is the big power in the in any mix, and that's what travels furthest. But it's DJ Zach B. You can layer up the effects here now. So now maybe we want to go for a bit of filter and echo. Let's filter and not filter and EQ, bit of echo. How about that? We'll do the same again. Let's do the analog delay, and we'll swap it again to be bouncing left and right. And again now, and this does get a little bit confusing, so you have to be well aware of what you're doing. We can change the delay time, we can change the feedback, we can change the echo level, we could change the echo bounce, we could change it even to lock between the two channels. So we have a 0 down here, and then what we can do is we can affect the echo bounce. If you're listening in stereo or even watch the VU meters, it's DJ Zach B. And that just fades on and on and on and on and on away almost into eternity, and would crash into the next DJ drop. So what we can then do is we can fade away the volume of the echo, which is this line. It's DJ Zach B. So if we take our volume line now and we fade that out nicely, you'll hear the echo will fade away. It's DJ Zach B. And there it goes. All faded away, and you've got all of these different automation lines showing. The only trouble with this is when you come to do your next DJ drop, you can't hear it because you faded away the level. So what you would then have to do is you'd have to get your volume and you'd have to hoik it back up to 0, but it's DJ Zach B. Now that fades away nicely and you have silence. Then you come to your next clip effect and it's DJ Zach B. You can still hear the last echo. It's still fading away. It's still working away. All you've done is you've dropped the volume so you can't hear it. When you put the volume back up, you can hear it. That's another downside to working with stuff like this in the multi-track. Now, what we can do is we can go in We can show the envelope for the echo, and we can have the echo level left, which we want to fade away nicely like that. And we can also have the echo level right. You can see, though, how complex this is now becoming because we have all of these different envelopes here in the multitrack now affecting different things. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the volume automation that I've got by dragging those keyframes away. You can also right-click on them and you can delete keyframe. You can delete selected keyframe or all keyframes. Alternatively, if you just click on a keyframe like that and then you don't want it, drag it down and away it goes.
It's DJ Zach B.
And the echo still carries on. Not as loud as it was,
It's DJ
but it does still carry on. What you've done is you have decreased the volume, but you've decreased the volume to the absolute lowest that you can have it within the effect. So it does still keep carrying on. All of these parameters here, you can change by automation lines. So if we take this down, for example, onto track 3, no effects, we'll add just some modulation and chorus this time. We'll have the default chorus. There you go.
It's DJ Zach B.
And then what you can do now again is if we just open this up a little bit because I want a little bit more space this time. If you scroll on top of these, you can make them as big as you want or indeed as small as you want. I will say now, you've obviously lost the automation lines if you make them very, very small. So that's not very helpful. Just make it big enough that you can see the automation lines that you're working with. We want to show the envelopes this time for the chorus effect. Delay time, delay rate, feedback, dry output, wet output. Spread, stereo field. So what you can see is we can affect everything within the chorus, within this automation line. So if you go back here and you look at the chorus, here are the automations, or here are the effects that you can control. Delay time, delay rate, feedback, spread, modulation depth, modulation rate, voices. You can change all of these as well. And then when you look at this, you can also then go in and you can set an automation line for each one of those within the Adobe Audition multitrack. If you were to want to change all of those, it would become very, very complicated because then you'd be in a situation like we have if we go up to track 1, like we have here. Look at the number of different automation lines we have on that effect. It's something worth noting. You can control the effects as well. I mean, some of the more simple ones, obviously, are the pitch shifter. If you put that on, the track effect for track 2, time and pitch shifter, start at 0, and then you look down at the envelopes for the time and pitch. Transpose ratio is the only one that you've got. So, you could go crazy here. Up, down, up. All right, let's have a little listen to that.
It's DJ Zach B.
You could go crazy, but that's the only one you've got. When you get into some effects like the equalizer, you have low shelf gain, high shelf gain. You can change all the frequencies through the automation lines. But remember, each automation line you add does then become more confusing. If ever you want to change something in that mix, it does become more confusing. And remember, if you do it that way, then it remains as a track effect. And then if you move all of this along, now it's not affected anymore by any of the automations that you've written. So you then have to decide whether you put it into the clip. And to do that, you go to Clip Effects, select the clip. There we are. And then you could have on there, you could have your filter and EQ. So as we discussed before, filter and EQ, parametric equalizer. And now up here in the top right-hand corner where it currently says pan, you can show all of these as well. Bypass, you could bypass the equalizer altogether. That's your volume clip. You can have your rack input, your rack output, your rack mix, your rack power, parametric equalizer, bypass. Down at the bottom at the moment is bypassed. So if we were to really, really open that up, you'd be able to see that little line there right down at the bottom. That is your parametric equalizer, which currently we have on bypass. So you can't even see the line. It is that low. Again, you can have a pan for left and right. So you could put automations onto that line there. So the first one now will be in stereo on both channels. This one will be just on the right.
It's DJ Zach B. It's DJ Zach B.
So again, you can, you can make as many changes using the envelope points as you want here. And this will now go from left to right.
It's DJ Zach B.
You can make as many changes as you want using these automations. So very worthwhile learning automations. If you want them on the clip effect, then you extend your multi-track, you go down to show envelopes, and then whatever clip you've got in the clip rack, you will get the options available to you to automate in your mix. Remember, as we've said, if you control via a track effect, then that is written into the track. So where the clip is has to stay if you want the effect to stay. If you control via a clip effect, as we have done here, by selecting the drop down and selecting the additions, then you'll get an extra line on there that you can use to control your automation of your effects. There you go. That is today's version of the audio journey. If you want to learn about stutters, we covered those before, so you can find them on markdenham.com. You can also ask any questions using the contact tab on markdenham.com. And of course, also don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, you can stick your questions, comments, etc. in the comment section below. Hopefully this one has been helpful. If there are any questions on automations and keyframes and that, then feel free to ask. Otherwise, go away, have fun and make some amazing audio. And don't forget to subscribe. I would very much appreciate that.